What does the fox say?
Welcome back to Up and Adam. I'm Jack Tomzak. That is Ben Cruzy.
This is my alarm in the morning as well.
If this doesn't wake you up, I don't know what will.
That would drive me nuts. That's Siri Freeh.
That music means it's time. Every Wednesday, Siri Freeh joins us to tell us what's happening online. It's easy for us lovers of politics and wonks and nerds to get caught up in policy and principle. And it would be much, but we need to know what the common American voter is thinking.
Well, they're all related.
Right.
I mean, what's happening?
And luckily, common Americans say everything and do everything online, so it's pretty easy to tell what's going on. Now, sometimes this is eye-opening, what people are talking about, but sometimes it's depressing what has captured the American attention. Siri,
and there's going to be a few of those.
What's trending?
Number 5.
Well, I'm sure you've all heard of stories of people that have exotic or unusual pets, right? Whether it's lions and tigers and skunks.
Oh, my.
Skunks.
Deborah, a 55-year-old woman from North Ridgeville, Ohio, runs America's only rescue center for domestic skunks. Skunk
why would you
Haven.
have a domesticated skunk?
No, check this out.
Okay.
Check this out. It's run right out of her own home. Deborah houses over 50 skunks.
Oh, God.
She gives them food, free reign, and occasionally even sharing her bed. And you thought I was gross.
You know, there finally a person out there more disgusting than Siri.
Well, what we've learned is that if you just pour dry shampoo on a skunk, it cuts the odor.
Oh, stop.
This woman has tomato juice hooked up to her shower.
She says a lot of people think we're weird to like
Everybody
pet skunks.
thinks she's weird.
And they always say, why do you want a pet skunk? And I tell them, well, why do you want a pet dog? I mean, they're one and the same, right?
They're
Except-
completely different.
Except you can pick up the stinky mess that the dog makes.
Right.
The stinky mess that the skunk makes. That you can't get that out.
Well, maybe they just don't spray her anymore. I
It
don't
takes
know.
all kinds of people.
I have no idea. A little disgusting.
Number 4.
Well, so if you thought Deborah's situation was an exception to what you perceived as the otherwise prosaic state of Ohio, this weekend's events may change your mind.
Little dig on Ohio.
It's fine. The President's Cup, which is a series of men's golf matches. Do either of you gentlemen watch golf?
Yes,
No.
I do. This is the Ryder Cup happens every 2 years. It's the United States versus Europe. And then in every other year, in the off years, alternating years, it's the President's Cup, and this is the United States versus a team of international golfers.
Okay.
All right.
It's a lot of fun.
Because we're so good.
Yeah,
We take on the world.
and we won.
I know.
U.S.
Well,
won.
U.S.
Here we
usually
go.
wins.
It was held in Dublin, Ohio this past weekend. The usually relaxed sport of golf experienced quite a few diversions, though. The weather-plagued cup was met with delays both Thursday and Friday due to thunderstorms and heavy rain, but this proved to be only a minor distraction for the men compared to the grand finale that occurred on Sunday. With very little covered and much less left to the imagination, a 23-year-old female streaker took to the green, running with an American flag billowing behind her.
Yes!
No.
There's a great photo of Freddie Couples just watching it happen.
Oh gosh! It was.
He's like,
it was
I love my job.
you look at every picture of this woman running around, and you see all these men holding up their cell phones, taking pictures. It's really.
This is
pathetic.
the world we live in now. Everybody's ready to take shots of the potential streaker situation.
Well, and the saddest two outcomes of all of this was that one, all she had to do was pay a $99 fine.
That's it?
That's it. That's
going
it.
streaking.
Or she. This is in Ohio.
Oh, I'm going to, get to Ohio.
So when people ask about, why is this generation just, well, we don't have much punishment. So there you go.
Well, what
and-
would be an appropriate punishment for streaking?
Well, public nudity,
fine.
that's apparently not a problem with her. So,
Heavier, thicker clothing.
A little higher
Ponchos.
fine.
yeah, turtlenecks, two turtlenecks.
That's right, 2 turtlenecks.
Well, and two, the fact that the streaker's appearance at the tournament commanded more internet attention on Sunday than the 24 of the world's best golfers.
Wait, are you saying that a naked woman is more popular than golf?
Surprising, right?
Shocking information.
I'm
Surprising.
going to write that down.
Number 3.
Well, for those of you, Warren Buffett or Kim Kardashian, lucky enough to use a $100 bill during your day, you may have noticed that Benjamin had a little work done.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, though. What you're using isn't a counterfeit. Beginning yesterday, Tuesday, a redesigned Benjamin has begun to slip into currently circulating currency. And frankly, it looks like Monopoly money.
Is
More
it
like
more
Ben
colorful?
Franklin.
Much
Ben
more
Franklin.
colorful. Yeah, because I guess greenbacks don't cut it anymore. It has to have more color to it.
We're just trying to be Canada.
It's monopoly money.
It's fun. The bill features raised printing, microprinting, and color shifting images, all designed to stymie the counterfeits.
Because I'm an idiot, instead of typing in new $100 bill, I started typing new Benjamin. And then I went further. I went new Benjamin Cruising.
Well, no, that's what's going to happen in a few weeks.
Trying to replace me.
Yeah.
No, they had trouble printing these new $100 bills because there's so much in it with the color shifting and the 3D ribbon and all of this stuff. It was actually jamming up the printing presses, the Indiglio printing presses.
Exactly. I think
it took a couple of months to get it right.
It was originally supposed to be released in April, I want to say, April or March. But they had to cut that because it was causing so many difficulties.
Luckily, though, with the current administration, less and less people actually have $100 bills. So there'll be less problems for people.
Maybe this is going to be incentive for young people to get out there and vote Republican because they want to have $100 bills.
Go work hard. You get a shiny new $100 bill.
I don't know.
Sorry,
if that's-
Intaglio.
Number 2.
Intaglio printing.
Well,
Who cares?
the sexiest woman alive has just been named this week.
Does she shower?
Is she in the room with us?
Would you- That's very gracious of you, Ben. But no, it is not me. She is, Scarlett Johansson, of course.
Don't see it.
What?
Really?
She's good looking.
Really?
Are you kidding me? She's gorgeous.
This is
I'm not
very
saying she's
interesting.
not
the
gorgeous.
pouty lips and the curvy body.
What was she given? Sexiest woman?
Sexiest Woman Alive by Esquire magazine. And get this, this is her second time being named it. After 7 years ago at 21, she was named it for the first time.
Is this like the Nobel Prize where you have to do something, another innovation in order to get it, or is she just
She's just
sexy in
well,
the same
see,
way?
what I wanted to know, because I am a firm believer in that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So I want to know what were the criteria that one has to meet. Couldn't find it anywhere. So then I'm like, well, who decides this?
She's just generally hot.
Sofia Vergara is way better looking, and certainly way sexier. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong.
she's gorgeous and she's curvy, and I'm glad that curvy women are finally being realized as the true sexinesses that they are.
Sexiness is that they are.
I'd have a word.
You don't do well with the ladies.
No,
huh?
I do not.
I can't see why.
Well, it's interesting because last year Mila?
Mila.
Mila
Kunis.
Oh, yes.
Who's fantastic, by the way.
She was
But
not,
she's
she was
tiny.
voted.
She's tiny.
She is small.
And she's sexier. But
Oh,
whatever, they didn't ask me. Nobody asked me, Jack, who do you think is sexy? They never ask.
Yeah, I don't think it's up to a public vote. I think it's
No.
just, who's good? Who can we put on the cover that'll sell more magazines?
Yeah, probably.
There you go.
Yeah.
Number 1.
And the number one trending thing this week, well, first of all, it is the second week in now, and the government continues its attempt to manifest its crippled functioning and inflict the sting of a 17% shutdown. We talked last week about the World War II memorial and how the closing just completely disregarded our veterans, some of the oldest and most honored individuals of that generation. But you thought that was outrageous. Well, now they're switching to the other end of the spectrum, our kids. Or at least they attempted to. The Department of Justice Amber Alert website went offline over the weekend, displaying a sparse white screen with a message that it was the victim of the government shutdown.
There you go.
There you go.
The elderly and children.
The screen read, due to the lapse in federal funding, the Office of Justice Programs website, this Office of Justice Programs website is unavailable. The website normally provides information, statistics, background about Amber Alerts, and a link to active Amber Alerts. And with its closing, not surprisingly, the internet and social media blew up in absolute uproar. This was just going way too far. So with the fastest response we've ever seen by any government agency, for that matter, the website was back online Monday morning with a message on its homepage clarifying that the alert system was never affected and that the distribution of Amber Alerts will continue on during the shutdown.
Here's the actual thing, though. When you went to the website, it said it was unavailable, but if you deleted the word unavailable in the URL, magically you would get back to the website.
Are you
Okay,
serious?
so-
Oh, there we
so
go.
this-
Another wonderfully functioning government website.
Yeah,
So
they just put up a phony page.
This
Absolutely.
proves that they're trying to inflict pain.
Right. This has nothing to do with saving money. This has nothing to do with cost-cutting measures. This is we are going to pick the things that, whether it be Amber Alert or the Centers of Disease Control or Centers for Disease Control or World War II memorials, they are picking things that will be blatantly obvious why we need government.
Well,
If
how
you
else
had-
would you notice 17% of the
That's right.
government is shut down?
If we had
You shut down the 17% you actually need. then people will write news.
If we had
stories
grown-ups running the show in government and there was a 17% reduction in money for that, they would find a way to cut the 17% that you're not going to notice. If they actually wanted to make government better, that's what they would do. But of course they don't, because it's all political.
Then maybe we would not have to raise the debt ceiling.
Siri, thank you again for scouring the online and telling us what people are talking about, what's trending.
My pleasure.